rain for the next 3 days. And they're calling for possibly up to 4 inches of rain in some areas. We need the rain kind of desperately. Every pasture is just completely burning up. I don't know that I want 4 inches of rain. Ready? Come on, Sissy. Let's go. Good job. Come on. Oh, you got an itch. Go on. Go on. Come on. I know. Okay. Come on, Bub-Bun. Alright, back up, baby. Come on, bunny. Hello, Papa. Hello, good morning. Morning, big girl. Come on, buddy. Ugh. Yes, all of the goat has to go. Not just part of it. There you go. Good morning, Tiger. Let me know. These kitties have learned to get on the roof. Some of them have learned to get down. This one can get up and down by herself. And I actually think Dottie figured out how to get down last night, but it's been kind of an adventure. Are you guys ready for breakfast? I love these two. Patty is more than tall enough to reach in from the ground. Tink can't. Tink needs the booster, and that's why the stool is there. Little baby bees. Getting so big. Okay. Today is part 4 and the final part of our kind of like get to know you series that we've been doing. We're gonna talk about like what things have looked like since we started the farm. Since we only started YouTubing in the last year. What did we do when we first got started? That's what we're gonna talk to you guys about today. There's somebody picking up trash like up and down the road today, and they were out here yesterday, but they're on the other side of the road today, and Duke's not having it. He thinks we're being invaded. What's bad is he's barking, Waffles is screaming, and I'm thinking something's being attacked. Nope, Waffles just hungry. I've been kind of changing up my routine a little bit in the mornings because I'm getting ready to go back to work. I am trying to make my routine a little bit more efficient, so I'm kind of blending some steps together, and one of those things is kind of feeding these guys. They're just playing. Good morning, Mama Cat. Let's give you some water. And my 2 possibly pregnant girls are already out this morning. They were not waiting on anybody. And this poor pasture is just burnt up. I guess we should get babies since all of their moms are like, peace out. Okay, babies. Here you go. Oh, liberation. Pepper, your mama's in there, bud. Yeah, there's your mama. Come on, Fernie, we'll go find your mom. Come on, Fernie. Fern! Fernie! Are you gonna get him? Are you gonna get him? Are you dancing this morning? Come on, let's go get mama. She's out here. She's right here. Yeah, here, look, right here. Mama. The farmer took too long this morning. Sorry about the barking. Duke's very just unnerved this morning. Are you? He's the oldest resident of the funny farm. Did you guys like the baby picture of Duke from last week? We talked a little bit last week about how this place was just an absolute dump. There was trash everywhere. We get comments constantly about, why do you have trash? Why is this junk pile? You need to get rid of X, Y, and Z. And like, maybe you think all farms, you non-farmers think all farms are like spotless and clean, like Danelle over at Weedham and Reap. I love Danelle. I love that her place is like so pretty. It was just, the barn was filled from floor to ceiling with trash. There was an old barn that was over here where the red barn is. We had to knock down. There were gates and fences and pens, and the corral system was like right here. It was just a total mess when we first got here. Good morning, fellas. Place was just such a mess, and we spent the first couple of years really just pulling out trash, moving fences. There was a koi pond right here, so like right here. So you walked off the back porch and there was a koi pond. Mosquitoes and frogs, and like literally one night we couldn't sleep because the frogs were so loud because of the koi pond. And there was a fence, a permanent fence, not a temporary fence, like right behind it. So our yard was only like from this tree over. There was a tree in the middle of the driveway. There was a tree right here. We've hauled off probably more than 10,000 pounds of trash since we've lived here. We did it ourselves to save money, and so it took us 3 or 4 years to really get the bulk of the trash out of here. Good morning, pretty girls. Are we gonna feed you right here today and hope that everybody will eat? I guess we should say pretty girls and chief. They're boys too, not just pretty girls. There are actually 3 chickens living on the property when we moved here. You couldn't pin them up. We actually tried to put them in a coop, and they always flew over the fence or found their way to get out. It was 2 roosters and a hen, and one of the roosters got eaten by something within the first couple of weeks that we were here. I think we ended up just getting rid of the other 2. We bought 6 hens, 6 laying hens that were already laying, and that was what we started with. And we were just so excited just to have something to get started. Yes, are you gonna move that fence? Mom doesn't like for you to push on the fence. It's a bad piggy. Come on, let's have breakfast. Buddy, your head needs to, not be in the fence. You need bowl. Come on. We got Duke a couple of days before Christmas that year. It was just a tiny little puppy because we knew that it would take time for a guardian dog to grow up and guard. And we didn't really know, honestly, how big of a deal predators would be here. And because of the copious amounts of trash, we had tons of possums and armadillos and skunks and raccoons and lots of things that would love to eat your chickens. Duke, from the time he was 4 months old and he was kind of out here in the backyard, he was guarding and catching things pretty much constantly for the first 2 years. And it was just literally because there was so much trash that there were great dens, and he just ferreted out lots of different animals. And in March we bought our first goats. We didn't want to have goats over our first winter. We didn't really have housing. I think we had Daisy and Marvin before we even poured concrete in the barn. We didn't have electricity out here. There were just so many things to do to get ready to have goats. Daisy and her brother Marvin were our very first goats to come live at the farm. About a month later, Twiz and her half-sister Midnight, who is a mini Nubian, Midnight's owners had trained her to headbutt people. They thought it was funny and fun. And she ended up knocking my brother-in-law off a ladder, and I babysat a couple of kids that summer, and she like knocked one of them across the pasture. So she went and lived somewhere else. We just sold her. We didn't like eat her or anything. I'm splashing milk all over myself and thinking it's raining. Man, I'm on top of it this morning. Guys, we had no idea what we were doing. Like, we'd never done any of this before. Is it time for milk for pigs? Is it time? Are you too jealous that the pig gets all the food? I'm sorry. I'm sorry. Jealous buddies. Pork Chop's really the star of this YouTube channel. I mean, let's be honest, you guys only watch for him anyway. I mean, we knew nothing. Like, we didn't know tools, we didn't know fencing. We did know how to drive a tractor because my father-in-law had a tractor. We didn't know what kind of waterers or what kind of feeders. Jeremy never owned a dog. Like, he never had any kind of pet to take care of. Now, I know how to take care of a dog and train a dog and all of those things, but we never really, you know, done any of this. So it just took us so long just to get our feet under us. And we made a lot of mistakes, and we learned a lot, and we read everything that we could, and we talked to vets, and we talked to goat owners and chicken owners, and watched a lot of YouTube. In 2014, YouTube wasn't as big of a thing as it is now, especially in the farming community. Like, Danelle was really one of the only people out there. And I watched her religiously for goat care because I knew nothing. Yes, you have to let me put things down so we can get your milk. I know it goes in the bowl, doesn't it? You have to get out of the bowl. Yes, you're in the bowl. And what? These guys are so sweet. I'm so glad we kept you. I know you guys probably don't see them as much as you did, but I think they're really liking living here with Toonie. So we moved here in 2014, and we had the chickens and the dog and 4 goats. Well, not 4 goats, 3 goats. Marvin didn't make it very long. Parasites got him when he was just a baby. We bought 2 bucks, Axel and Thunder, and Thunder was polled, and we first got started, didn't really understand a whole lot about milking genetics and different things, and I really just wanted polled goats because I didn't want to deal with this budding, and so I got a polled buck. They were sold, and we have Bean and Luke to improve our genetics, and so we bred our first goats, which, looking back on it, we probably should not have bred Twist that year. We probably should have waited. She was the only one that got pregnant. The other 2 girls didn't. And then we bought cows that fall. We started out with 6 pair, 7 pair. We bought 6 pair, and that's a funny story. So we bought 6 cow-calf pairs, heifer pairs. So mama cow, heifer calf either side. And we ended up that the guy that we bought from lives down the street from us, and he brought us a mismatched pair. So he brought us a mama and a baby that didn't go together, and Duke barked all night long. He never stopped barking because he knew something obviously was not right. He brought us the words are hard. He brought us the right mom and calf that went with our pair that we had, and we ended up with 7 because he just never came to get them. We did pay him eventually. The next year we bought Zelda and Cece in the summer. They were supposed to be bred for fall. And we bought Nani and Bunny that fall, and Bean. And Bean came with Nani, and Bunny and Bean all came from the same place. We bought Luke the next fall. So we've gradually grown our goat herd. Had Pork Chop for 2 years. Had Toonie for a year. Was Mama talking about you? She was talking about her big pig. You're the OG, aren't you? Mm-hmm. You're the OG. You're the OG pig. Yes. Oh, it's Mama's pig. Is this what you want? Would you like a cucumber? Yeah, here you go. Oh, it's such a good big pig. When we decided to get pigs a few years ago, we kind of wanted to move toward trying to grow as much of our food as possible. But we work full time, so we weren't into doing that as much as like a Justin Rhodes or an Al Lumna over at Lumna Acres. We just don't have that kind of time. We're not that good gardeners either. We had done our own beef, we liked that. We love bacon, really wanted to try to do our own pork. Wanted to be as self-sufficient as we can be with some balance. I think one of the biggest things that we've learned in this process is if you're gonna do this and you don't have somebody who's staying home, you kind of have to pick and choose what you do. We did a massive 5,000 square foot garden one year, and it took everything out of us over a summer, and we've never done a garden that big again. And we actually took 2 years off from doing a garden after that because it was so strenuous for us, and we canned and we froze and we preserved things. And so we've really learned as we've gone to prioritize things. And a lot of you guys ask, why don't we have chickens? Because everybody has chickens because they're easy and they do a lot for you. And we had like 20 chickens at one point. We had all kind of different breed of chickens. We were hatching our own chickens. We don't eat a ton of eggs. So I bake and I'll use eggs in baking, but we don't really eat eggs. We're not big breakfast people. And if we eat breakfast, we eat something really light. Right now we're eating tons of yogurt, which I love. But we just weren't eating a ton of eggs, and we had a ton of eggs. And even with giving them to people and our family, it just ended up that it was like one more thing that just wasn't benefiting us as much as work as it was taking. Giraffe, you were dancing pretty good there for a minute. You're really into eating this tree right now. Yes, you are. You've been pretty into it. You got sap all over your face. You do. Look at that goofy face. Look at her. This is the goofiest goat. Hi, Bernie. Hi, Bernie girl. I love this little girl. I'm so happy we kept her. She's just gonna be beautiful. I think if we were doing this full time, we definitely would get more chickens. But I do want to have their own space. I don't want them in with my goats. It's just too hard to manage water for chickens and goats and it not get really nasty. We've learned a lot, we made a lot of mistakes. If you're getting started and you wanna ask questions, we are happy to answer them. We don't do it perfectly. What I'm gonna do is like answer some of the follow-up questions in the next few videos. So if you guys have any follow-up questions, leave them in the comments. I don't want you to chew my skin. I don't. I know you want to, but that's not chew my skin, okay? If you haven't seen the first 3 parts of this story or you missed parts, check out the playlist up in the corner so you can check out all the videos. Something I did want to say that I didn't say this morning when we were talking was we bought this place and Jeremy and I were 28 years old. You know, I think that's probably around when most people are buying their house, but to buy a house in 20 acres when you're in your 20s, it's a big undertaking. It takes a lifetime to build some of these farms, and a lot of people have had 10 or 15 years. Well, look, everybody's here for dinner, except for Gobbles. Gobbles a little slow. Everybody ready? All right, now that poor tap. Yeah, and I know big pig. Oh goodness. Oh goodness. Night, my big boy. Night, buddies. We are in our mid-30s, obviously now. You know, perspective was just different. We were kind of ready to jump in with both feet. Hello! And so you got some straw on you? Where's Woffs? Alright, now Toonie Piggle. Hi, Link. Where's your buddy? Mama just checking on you. Checking on her littlest man. Hi, buddy. Hi. Oh, no. Be nice to the goat. Are you jelly? Are you just a little jealous? You two are the worst. Mom doesn't have enough hands for pigs and little goats. Yeah. Hi, Fernie. Alright, let's go get you guys dinner. Mom has to go get it first. Hey guys, something I totally forgot to mention when I was recording today's video is that starting this week, we are going to do 3 videos a week instead of 4 since I'm heading back to work. We're going to be putting out our videos on Mondays, Wednesdays, and Fridays, and we hope that you guys will keep watching us and keep supporting us, and we promise we're going to try to have really great quality for those 3 videos a week. We love you guys. Thanks so much for watching us. Hit that like button if you like this video. Make sure to hit the subscribe button, ring the notification bell, and we will see you in the next video.